Hey y'all, hey. So this is going to be a energy reading on Kenneka Jenkins, okay? And so we're going to get into the overall energy and what the tarot deck says. So we're going to, yes. So the first card out is the moon card. So when I see the moon card, right, this is Pisces energy, but it's about fear. It's about anxiety. It's about something that's hidden is going to be revealed. It's also about knowing that fear is false evidence appearing real. And it's about trusting your intuition. When someone shows you who they are the first time, she's telling you to believe it, okay? I'm also seeing the Six of Cups. There's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And so it's heavy in Scorpio energy, and it's about releasing. But when I see the Six of Cups, right, it reminds me of past memories, past nostalgia. It's like returning to your roots. It also deals with your core values and your self-belief, but it also deals with the ego. And so there's also heavy in Scorpio. And so when I see the Scorpio sign, I think about endings and a release. I'm also seeing the Two of Cups. There's about partnership, balance, duality. Is heavy on Cancer energy. So there's like an up and down energy. It's about not allowing anyone to handicap you, okay? So there's about like soulmate connection, choices, decisions that leads to emotional balance, okay? I'm saying the Knight of Swords, okay? So the Knight of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. It deals with the Knight of Swords who has potential, but they could be very, very impulsive. They could like speak before they think. It's like they rush. They could be very, very brash with their mouth too. So this is about communication, okay? It's a divine masculine who is very, very impulsive, who is don't think, very, very brash, just very, very fast acting. I'm also seeing the Death card, okay? So this Death card is Scorpio energy, and it's heavy on like releasing what does not serve you emotionally, okay? There's about endings and new beginnings. I'm also seeing the Queen of Cups, okay? So when I see the Queen of Cups, there's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but this deals with emotions, how she feels about herself or how she feels about another person. And I do know that I do know that her best friend, Zaria Walls, fell off of a boat. And so this Queen of Cups, I feel like Kenneka is very, very nurturing, very, very loving, very caring. I feel like she came off as shy sometimes, or could come off as introverted and can be hurt easily. But this is a divine feminine who nurtures, who loves, who know how to emote, who loves to pour into their family, their friends, and their loved ones. We'll get this first. I'm saying the Two of Pentacles. There's about choices, decisions. It's about multitasking, okay? It's heavy on Capricorn energy. And so when I think of Capricorn energy and I'm picking up on Jupiter energy, when I pick up on Capricorn energy, I think of like toxicity, traumas, triggers, temptations, overindulgence, alcohol, drugs, sex, overeating, maybe feeling barren. There's a need to ground energy. There's a need to for healing, trauma bonding. I'm also saying the Page of Pentacles is Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And when I see the Page of Pentacles, I think of a student. I'm picking up on backpacking, backpedaling, but this is like materialism, money, finances, planting seeds, grounded energy. It's a youthful energy, okay? The cards is flying. These cards fly. I'm also saying the King of Cups. I see this King of Cups, and this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's a divine masculine who, when they are evolved, they can help keep you emotionally grounded. They love to pour into their family, their friends, their loved ones. They know how to emote, okay? They're loving. I'm saying the Six of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. This also picks up on Mercury energy. This is about moving out of rough and choppy waters into peaceful, calmer waters. It's about not looking back, because when you look back, there's snakes behind there. So this is about moving towards prosperity. It's about moving towards healing. I'm also saying the Ace of Swords. There's about like new thought patterns, cutting off people who don't mean you no well, having a new thought pattern. But I'm also seeing the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, right? And so when I see this Four of Pentacles, it's Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, but it's about, and it's heavy on Capricorn energy. So there's some toxicity, there's some trauma. There's some type of stronghold, triggers, trauma, alcohol addictions, violence. I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles. So something is heavily centered around money. I also see, when I see the Ace of Pentacles, I think about a new financial opportunity. Whether it's a job, it's some type of new money coming in, prosperity, wealth, abundance. And I'm seeing this Tower card, okay? And so this Tower card is Aries and Scorpio energy. This is a sudden change. I think of chaos, confusion, violence. And I'm seeing the Justice card, okay? So when I see the Justice card, is a Libra energy, but it's about the scales of justice being balanced in your favor, okay? And so I feel like justice will prevail. And I see this Two of Swords and the Empress, followed by the Devil card, and then I see the High Priestess. So when I see this Two of Swords, it's about choices, no longer being blinded. It's heavy on Libra energy, and so there's about choices, decisions. The scales of justice being balanced in her favor. There's about cutting people off. I'm also saying this Empress. There's about fertility, abundance, creation, creativity. This centers in Libra and Taurus, okay? So there's about not being stubborn or resisting and like birthing something, okay? I'm also seeing the Devil card. So this, wherever she was at is, and when I think of the Devil card, I think of captivity, I think of bondage, I think of drugs, alcohol, sex, trauma, bonding, trigger, temptation, cheating, lies, stealing, okay? There's Capricorn energy, a need to ground energy. There's a restriction, some type of stagnation. And then this High Priestess, right? It's about like divination. It's about choices. Decision is heavy on Pisces energy. So there was some type of deception, some type of fear, some type of hidden agenda. And I'm seeing the Fool card followed by the Ten of Wands, okay? So when I see the Fool card, it's about a new beginning. It's about no longer being foolish. But this Ten of Wands is about a burden. It's about a heaviness, okay? And so I'm also seeing the Eight of Swords, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling like your hands are tied, feeling bound. And I see the Queen of Wands standing in your power, taking your power back, lighting a fire up under your ass, okay? And so I'm going to get into this deck. And so we are tapping into Kenneka Jenkins energy. Abuse. I'm seeing some type of abuse. This could be mental, verbal. It's the vibration of 9, okay? So there's like, I'm getting booed, tomatoes. So there was some type of abuse. There's some type of abuse going on, okay? Emotional triggers, not listening to her intuition, okay? Crying. I'm also seeing confusion and illusion. There's some confusion and illusion around her death, okay? Illusion and confusion, and this is the vibration of 13, which breaks down to the number 4. Foundation, structure, stability, unplugging, some mental contemplation. Mentally and emotionally unstable, okay? So whoever did this to her, I feel like it was females and males, but this had something to do with somebody who was mentally and emotionally unstable. There's a vibration of 13, which breaks down to 4. There's about foundation, structure, and stability, okay? This is about chaos, mental confusion, anger issues, abandonment issues, entitlement issues. I'm seeing bondage, okay? Hands tied, crying, the vibration of 14, which is about the number 5, overcoming obstacles and challenges, gagged, feeling tight, hands tied, the 8 of Swords, legal. And so there's about legal situations. And so the U.S. Department of, and so when I see this legal situation, right, I feel like it has something to do with some higher ups. Some higher ups were also involved, and this is not just, she's not a individual case. This goes on, something goes on every day between this mentally unstable community or business and this bondage and the legalities, okay? I'm seeing sweetheart. Kenneka Jenkins is a sweetheart. And so there's the number 8. There's about being abundant. I feel like she's a sweetheart. She loved love. There's her heart chakra. She was at her prime. It's like she was blossoming. And then all of a sudden, endings came. Okay? Road closed. Shut down. No way to get to the other side. Heart chakra. Heartbroken. Clarity. Off in a distant horizon. Endings. Transition. This led to a transition. So endings, transition, 10, 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. 9 plus 1, 10, 10. 10, 10 is very, very significant. But there's about an ending and a rebirth, a death, a transition. I'm saying work, labor. And so when I say work, labor, and effort, this puts me in the energy of like the Nine of Pentacles, a reward, grounded energy, abundant. But this is the vibration of 11. There's about knowing that the scales of justice will be biased in our favor. I'm also saying lust. Okay, so there is some lust. This reminds me of sacral energy. It reminds me of masculine energy, but it don't have to be. But it reminds me of some type of lust, some type of creativity, taking someone's maybe force, their creativity, their passion, their drive, their enthusiasm. I'm seeing thief. So she feels like she was robbed, okay? She feels like she was robbed. It could have been for her mental, her emotional, her physical, but there is a thief, okay? And the number 6 is healing. There's a thief, and it deals with money. I'm also seeing ascending, okay? So she's ascending. She's still rising above, okay? So we're going to do this deck. What else you want to say? Kenneka Jenkins. Whoa. Kenneka Jenkins. So we got power lines, energy. And so this power lines is about knowing that everything is connected. There's a higher source. There's a higher realm. So there's power lines, energy, and energy is real. Her energy has been harvested, was harvested. I'm saying fun. All she wanted to do was have fun. She was going out to have a night of fun, and she felt like she made the wrong choice, okay? She wished she would have yielded, okay? So this is about patience. She wished she would have just stayed. She wished she would have just waited for a little bit, okay? I'm picking up on patience is a virtue, yielding. I'm also seeing smiley face, joy, okay? And this is the number 3, the vibration of 3. But I'm also seeing angel numbers, confirmation, overcoming obstacles, okay? Breakfast size 1212, Serendipity Boulevard, New York. And I don't know where it happened at, but so what else? Whoa. Personal power, standing in your personal power, wearing your crown. So I feel like I will wear a crown. There's personal power, standing in your personal power. There's a vibration of 10. There's about knowing that you are the star of your reality. Always trust in your intuition, okay? Always trust in your intuition. I'm also seeing the knot, relationships, okay? This red string is very, very important. She wants to know that her relationships, her friendships that were really genuine and were very genuine and unconditional are still connected, okay? I'm also seeing balance. And so I'm going to get this deck, and then we're going to wrap this on up. So there is still a need for balance. She wants people to practice balance. And so eye to eye with the demons, eye to eye with the demons, and eye to eye with the demons within, okay? So there's eye to eye. It's like she came eye to eye with the demons, okay? And so it could have been demons within. It could have been demons around her, okay? Made her look at demons within her. But I feel like she came eye to eye with demons, okay? Because I see the storm. This storm, I think of tower moments. I think of chaos. I think of confusion, okay? Then I see this mystical cat, feline, spirit, energy, intuition, magic, divine being, fortune, wards off evil, okay? And so I feel like this mystical cat is like, I don't know if there was a cat around her. I know she's very, very intuitive. I'm I'm also seeing power struggle versus the heart, okay? So this is fear, jealousy, okay? So there was somebody around her that was jealous. There was lust. There was control. I'm also seeing phases of the moon. And I'm seeing rage and confusion. So there was some rage and confusion. And spirit guides are your shield. And you cannot fix them. So she wants you to know that spirit guides are your shield. And you cannot fix them. And so she's telling me to, matter of fact, a lot of people feel like Zari Walls, her best friend, had something to do with her death. And so I'm going to put a card on that. So, Kenneka, did Zari, your best friend, have anything to do with your death? Or do you feel like she had anything to do with your death? There's the Seven of Cups. When I see the Seven of Cups, this is a no. There's Scorpio energy. This is about endings, releasing. This Seven of Cups is also about sitting down, like, with your ancestors, your guides. It's also about emotions not being triggered, sitting down with your ancestors, your guides, to make sure you pick the right choice. But this Seven of Cups is a no, okay? She does not think that Zari was or had anything to do with her death. This had something to do with maybe masculine energy. There's the Ace of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And then I see this Five of Wands. When I see this Five of Wands, it's like some type of resistance, some type of chaos, confusion. Someone took action, okay? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and number 5 is very, very significant. And I'm seeing the Seven of Wands. So this is about maintaining your composure, advocating, okay? Some type of clarity. And so with that being said, I'm going to end